You're quiet again, Ethan said, smiling like nothing in the world could break us. I'm just tired, I said. Work was long.
He reached for my hand.
Soon it won't matter. We'll have our own place. Remember? I laughed. You say that every week. And every week I mean it. He squeezed my fingers. I always will. Lena leaned over the counter. He's obsessed with you. It's sickening. Don't tease him, I said. He'll believe you. I already do, Ethan replied. I believed it too. I believed in the way he planned our future, like it was already real. I believed in Lena because she knew every secret I had ever buried. She was the sister I chose, the voice I trusted when my own mind felt loud. Later, my phone buzzed. Did he call? My mother asked. Yes, I said. He always does. She paused. Just be careful, Ivy. Mom, I sighed. You worry too much. I worry because I love you. I know. I'm happy. I promise. That night, Ethan lay beside me, tracing circles on my wrist. You're everything to me, he said. You won't ever leave? I asked, half joking. He laughed. Never. I should have noticed how fast he answered. I should have noticed Lena watching him instead of me. I should have noticed the way promises can sound perfect right before they crack. The next morning, Lena hugged me tight. You okay? She asked. Of course, I said. Why wouldn't I be? She smiled. Just checking. Ethan walked in, keys in hand. We're late, he said. I looked at him. He didn't look back right away. Just a second. Barely anything, but enough to make my chest tighten. Ethan? I said softly. Yeah. He finally met my eyes. Nothing, I said. Let's go. I told myself love doesn't look suspicious. I told myself silence can be gentle. I told myself my life was safe, solid mine. I didn't know I was standing on the edge, smiling, while everything I trusted quietly learned how to fall. On the drive, Lena talked nonstop. So, when are you two finally setting a date? She asked. Ethan laughed. Soon. Right, Ivy? Soon, I said. My phone vibrated again. Dinner tomorrow, my mother texted. Maybe, I replied. Ethan glanced at the screen. She's still worried? Always, I said. He smiled, but his jaw tightened. Families never let go, Lena said lightly. They shouldn't have to, I answered. The car went quiet. At home, Ethan kissed my forehead. I'll call later. You always do, I said. Lena squeezed my arm. Lucky girl. I watched them walk away from me in opposite directions. I felt full, safe, chosen. I didn't hear the warning in the silence. I didn't see the distance forming between breaths. I held onto the version of love that spoke sweetly and avoided eye contact, and I called it peace. That night, I whispered to myself, this is real. I believed it because believing felt easier than doubting. I believed it because everyone smiled. I believed it because my heart wanted quiet, not truth. I closed my eyes beside my phone, waiting for Ethan's call, certain that tomorrow would look exactly the same. I didn't know tomorrow would be the last day my life felt simple. I slept smiling, unaware that the truth was already learning my name. I trusted love completely, and love never warned me back. My peace was borrowed, fragile, and closer to breaking than I could see. I carried it proudly, not knowing it would soon shatter. Right in front of me, still smiling. I forgot my scarf, I said quietly as I turned back toward the door. Ethan's voice stopped me. Not here, he said. Lena laughed. Relax. She won't hear. My feet froze. You promised me this wouldn't get messy, Ethan said. I didn't promise, Lena replied. I said I'd handle her. My chest tightened. I pushed the door open. Handle me how? I asked. Silence crashed into the room. Ethan turned first. Ivy. How long? I asked. Just answer that. Lena crossed her arms. You're being dramatic. How long? I repeated. Ethan swallowed. It just happened. Don't lie, I said. You've never been good at it. Lena rolled her eyes. Months. I laughed once, sharp and broken. Months. It wasn't planned, Ethan said quickly. Things changed. Changed. I stepped closer. You said you loved me last night. I still do, he said. That word means nothing now, I said. Lena sighed. You wouldn't understand. I trusted you, I said to her. You slept on my couch. You cried in my arms. She shrugged. People grow apart. My hands shook. So this was growth? Ethan looked away. You wouldn't support what I needed. What you needed, I echoed.
This deal, he said.
Mark needs stability. Image matters. So, I was a risk? I asked. He didn't answer. Lena smiled thinly. I fit better. I felt my breath leave me. You planned this. No, Ethan said. But it makes sense. Say it, I demanded. Say you chose her. He met my eyes. I chose myself. Something inside me cracked. I gave you everything, I said. I believed every promise. You believed a version of me, he replied. And you, I said to Lena, what you feel? She tilted her head. Relief. I nodded slowly. At least you're honest. Ethan stepped closer. We didn't want to hurt you. You did, I said. Completely. This will pass, he said. You'll understand one day. I understand now, I replied. I was convenient. Lena grabbed her bag. This conversation is exhausting. I laughed again, empty. So is betrayal. Ethan touched my arm. I pulled away. Don't, I said. You lost that right. I never meant for you to hear it like this. I was always going to hear it, I said. You were careless because you stopped caring. His silence confirmed it. I picked up my scarf. Tell Mark congrats, I said. He got what he wanted. Ethan frowned. This isn't about him. It is, I said. Everything suddenly is. I walked to the door. Ivy, Ethan said softly. I didn't turn back. The hallway felt too long. My legs felt weak, but I kept moving. Every step hurt, but stopping felt worse. Love didn't save me. It blinded me, softened me, made me ignore the truth. I walked out alone, carrying nothing but the sound of their voices repeating in my head. I didn't cry yet. I didn't scream. I just walked, knowing something in me had ended, and something colder had begun. I'm not hungry, I whispered to the empty kitchen. My phone buzzed again. Ivy, please answer. My mother's message read. I turned the screen face down. Not today. Silence filled the room, heavy and slow. Ethan's voice replayed in my head. I chose myself. Lena's followed. Relief. Their words didn't fade. They circled me, quieter than shouting, sharper than yelling. I sat on the couch. Stop, I told my thoughts. They didn't listen. You should eat, I said out loud. I didn't move. The clock ticked. Every sound felt too loud. Every memory felt too close. I closed my eyes and saw Lena's smile. I opened them and saw Ethan looking away. Silence wasn't peaceful. It was crowded. My phone buzzed again. Did you get home safe? My mother asked. Yes. I typed then deleted it. I stared at the screen. I can't explain this yet, I muttered. I blocked Ethan's number. My hands shook. That doesn't erase anything, I said, pressing confirm. Lena's name stared back at me. I hesitated longer. You were my safe place, I said quietly. And you burned it. Block. I leaned back and laughed once, hollow. No closure. Just quiet. I tried to sleep. The bed felt wrong. His side was too empty. My chest felt tight, like breathing took effort. Breathe, I told myself. In. Out. It didn't help. I sat up and checked my phone again. I'm worried, my mother wrote. Talk to me. I'm fine. I typed this time. Lie. I dropped the phone and pressed my palms to my eyes. Why wasn't I enough? I asked no one. The room answered with silence. I replayed everything. The laughs. The promises. The way I trusted without checking the cost. Betrayal didn't scream. It echoed. It waited until I was alone, then reminded me of every moment I believed wrong. You missed the signs, I said to myself. You wanted peace more than truth. I stood and walked to the bathroom mirror. Look at you, I said. You loved deeply. My reflection looked tired. Smaller. That wasn't a crime, I added. My stomach growled. I ignored it. I opened my messages again. Old conversations stared back. I deleted them one by one. Each swipe felt final. Each deletion felt like cutting a thread. Stop holding on, I whispered. My mother called. I let it ring. I can't hear concern right now, I said. It hurts too much. The call stopped. Guilt followed. I pushed it aside. I sat on the floor and hugged my knees. You lost everything, I told myself. Then I shook my head. No. You lost people who chose themselves. That thought hurt, but it steadied me. I stood slowly. My legs felt weak, but they held me. You can't stay here, I said. You can't live inside this silence. The quiet still pressed in, but something shifted. I didn't feel strong. I felt tired of breaking. I loved deeply, I repeated. And it cost me. I picked up my phone and unblocked one number. My mother's. I'm not okay, I texted. But I will be. I sat back down, breathing slowly. Silence still surrounded me, but it didn't own me anymore. I didn't know how to heal yet. I only knew this wasn't the end. I couldn't stay broken forever. I'm not coming back, I said into the phone. My mother went quiet. Are you sure? Yes, I replied. I need space, not comfort. She exhaled. Then take it. Just don't disappear. I won't, I said, surprising myself by meaning it. I ended the call and stared at the email again. We'd like to offer you the position. I whispered, okay, and clicked accept. The first day felt unreal. New walls. New faces. No memories attached. A man stopped by my desk. I'm Daniel, he said. You must be Ivy. Yes, I answered. Coffee, he asked. Or, is that too much for day one? I hesitated. Coffee is fine. We sat in silence for a moment. You don't have to talk, he said. Just so you know. Thank you, I replied. That helps. He nodded. People underestimate quiet. I smiled faintly. I used to fear it. Still do, he asked. Less, I said. I'm learning. Days passed. Short talks. Simple work questions. No pressure. You're good at this, Daniel said one afternoon. I'm focused, I replied. It's easier than feeling. That makes sense, he said. I didn't explain. I didn't need to. My phone buzzed later. Ethan, can we talk? I stared at the screen. No, I said out loud and deleted the message. Daniel noticed my pause. Everything okay? Yes, I said. I just chose myself. He smiled, not curious. Good choice. That night, my mother called again. You sound lighter, she said. I'm not healed, I replied. Just moving. That's enough, she said softly. I set rules for myself. No checking old photos. No answering blocked numbers. No explaining my pain to people who caused it. You don't owe anyone access, I reminded myself. At work, Daniel asked, lunch? Only if we don't talk about personal things, I said. Deal, he replied. We talked about nothing important. It felt important anyway. I caught myself laughing once. It startled me. You okay? He asked. I forgot I could still do that, I said. Laughing, he smiled. Living, I answered. The pain didn't leave. It sat quietly, like a shadow. But it stopped leading me. One evening, my mother said, I'm proud of you. For what? I asked. For choosing distance over destruction. I closed my eyes. I didn't want revenge. Good, she said. It keeps you tied. I looked at my reflection that night. You survived today, I told myself. That counts. Daniel texted once. You did great this week. I replied, thank you. Nothing more. I learned that healing didn't need grand speeches. It needed boundaries. Small decisions. Honest pauses. I still felt broken sometimes. I still woke up heavy. But I wasn't drowning anymore. I whispered into the quiet room. I'm choosing me. The pain listened, then stepped back. I didn't feel strong. I felt steady. And for the first time since everything shattered, that was enough. I thought healing would feel lighter, I said, staring into my coffee. Sophie looked at me. Who lied to you? I smiled weakly. Everyone, including me. She slid the cup closer.
Drink.
Shaking hands give things away. I don't shake, I said. You do, she replied gently. Just inside. I met Sophie at work by accident. She sat beside me during lunch one day and never really left. She asked questions without digging. She stayed without fixing. You flinch when your phone lights up, she said once. I hate that you noticed, I replied. I hate that you think it's weakness, she said. That night, Ethan appeared in my dreams again. His voice felt real. I woke up breathless. Stop, I whispered into the dark. You don't get space here. The next morning, Sophie asked, Bad night? I hate that my mind still remembers him, I said. That's memory, not permission, she answered. I carried that with me all day. Later, Daniel asked, You okay today? I'm functioning, I said. That's honest, he replied. The flashbacks came without warning. A laugh, a phrase, a smell. My chest tightened every time. Why didn't I see it? I asked Sophie during lunch. Because love isn't a crime, she said. It feels like one, I replied. She leaned closer. Say it out loud. I hesitated. It wasn't my fault. Again, she said. It wasn't my fault. I repeated louder. I felt stupid. I also felt relief. That evening, my mother called. You sound tired, she said. Healing is loud, I replied. It argues with me. She sighed. Let it. Just don't let it win. I scrolled through my phone later. Old photos waited quietly. Smiles. Promises. Lies dressed as comfort. Why am I still angry? I asked the room. Because anger means you cared. I answered myself. I opened Ethan's contact. My finger hovered. You don't owe him forgiveness, Sophie had said earlier. You owe yourself peace. I deleted the number. My chest burned. Tears came fast. Goodbye, I whispered. Not to you. To who I was. The silence afterward felt different. Sharp but clean. The next day, Sophie hugged me. You look wrecked, she said. I cut something loose, I replied. Proud of you. Daniel nodded when I told him I'd be late. Take care of yourself. I am, I said. Finally. That night, I sat alone and listened to my thoughts without running. You loved deeply, I told myself. And you survived it. The guilt softened. The anger loosened. The blame lost its grip. Healing wasn't quiet. It argued. It cried. It demanded honesty. But it moved forward. I closed my eyes and breathed slowly. I choose now, I said aloud. The past didn't answer. For the first time, that felt right. You should present this, Daniel said, tapping the report. I blinked. Me? You know it best, he replied. Why wouldn't you? I hesitated. I'm not used to being heard. He looked at me calmly. Then get used to it. In the meeting, my voice shook at first. This strategy works, I said. And here's why. No one interrupted me. No one dismissed me. Good point, someone said. I sat back down, heart racing. Afterward, Daniel smiled. You didn't shrink. I almost did, I admitted. But you didn't, he said. That stayed with me. At lunch, Sophie raised her eyebrow. You're glowing. I spoke up, I said. Look at you, she laughed. Terrifying, right? Liberating, I corrected. That night, my mother called. You sound confident, she said. I'm learning, I replied. Slowly. That's the kind that lasts, she said. I stopped apologizing for space. I stopped explaining my no. Can you stay late? A coworker asked. I can't, I said. Tomorrow. No guilt followed. My phone stayed quiet. Ethan didn't exist in my days anymore. I mentioned him once to Sophie. I don't miss him, I said. She tilted her head. Then what do you miss? I thought for a moment. The girl I was before I bet myself smaller. That girl is still here, she said. Just wiser. Daniel noticed the change too. You seem lighter, he said. I stopped carrying things that weren't mine, I replied.
Good, he said.
You never owed anyone that weight. One afternoon, a junior colleague asked, How do you stay so calm? I laughed. I wasn't always. What changed? I chose myself, I said. The words felt solid. That night, alone, I looked at an old photo. Me smiling, untouched by doubt. I don't want you back, I whispered. I want who you taught me to become. I deleted the photo. Not out of anger. Out of clarity. Daniel texted later. Great work today. I replied, I know. The confidence surprised me. I didn't need approval anymore. Not from him. Not from anyone. I stood in front of the mirror. You're allowed to take up space, I told myself. The woman looking back didn't flinch. She stood straight. She breathed freely. She didn't wait to be chosen. I realized then that losing Ethan wasn't the wound. Losing myself was. And finding her again was the victory. I turned off the light and smiled. Tomorrow didn't scare me. I wasn't becoming someone new. I was becoming myself again. Have you heard about Ethan? Sophie asked carefully. I didn't look up.
No.
And you don't want to? She pressed. I paused. Say it. She sighed. Things aren't great for him. I nodded once. They weren't built on truth. Daniel joined us later. Mark was tense in the meeting. I raised an eyebrow. Mark Reynolds. Yes, he said. Deals falling apart. Pressure everywhere. I felt nothing sharp. Just distant awareness. So, it's not stable, I said. No, Daniel replied. Not at all. Later that day, Olivia Grant stopped by my desk. You're Ivy, right? She asked. Yes, I said. She hesitated. Ethan talks about you. I kept my voice even. He shouldn't. She swallowed. He regrets things. That's not my responsibility, I replied. She nodded slowly. I figured. When she left, Sophie whispered, You handled that well. I don't need revenge, I said. I need quiet. That night, my mother called. You okay? She asked. I heard something, I admitted. And it didn't change me. She smiled through the phone. That's growth. I sat alone later thinking about Lena. She always wanted more, I said to myself. My phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. Lena left him. I stared at the words. So loyalty had limits, I whispered. I deleted the message. Karma didn't arrive with fireworks. It whispered. It waited until I wasn't looking. Daniel noticed my silence the next morning. You're somewhere else, he said. I'm realizing peace feels better than winning, I replied. He nodded. Winning costs energy. Peace gives it back. At lunch, Sophie said, You're calm. That scares me. I laughed. It surprises me too. Does it hurt? She asked. Less than I thought, I said. Because I'm not involved. That was the shift. I wasn't part of their chaos anymore. I overheard coworkers talking. Ethan's scrambling. Mark's furious. Deals are collapsing. Their words floated past me like noise from another room. He chose himself. I reminded myself. Now he lives with it. I didn't smile. I didn't feel proud. I felt free. That evening, Daniel said, You know, people notice strength when it's quiet. I'm not performing anymore, I said. Exactly, he replied. I walked home slowly, breathing evenly. I don't need karma to hurt anyone, I said aloud. I just needed to teach. And it was teaching. Lena's absence. Ethan's regret. Mark's pressure. None of it touched me. I realized revenge keeps you tied to pain. Peace cuts the rope. I stood at my window and whispered, I'm not part of this story anymore. The power had shifted without noise. Not because I fought. Because I walked away. And for the first time, I understood that was enough. I need to talk to you. Ethan's message read. I stared at it for a long time. You don't, I whispered. Another message came. I've made mistakes. Please. I replied. Say what you need to say. My phone rang immediately. Thank you, he said, voice tight. I didn't think you'd answer. I didn't promise anything, I said. Talk. I lost everything, he said. Lena's gone. Mark's pulling away. Nothing's working. I know, I replied calmly. You know, he asked.
How?
People talk, I said. I don't. He exhaled shakily. I miss you. That's regret, I said. Not love. I loved you, he insisted. You loved control, I replied. And certainty. That's not fair, he said. It's honest, I answered. He went quiet. I never thought you'd sound like this. Like what? I asked. Unreachable, he said. I nodded even though he couldn't see me. That's growth. I didn't mean to hurt you, he said. But you did, I replied. And you kept choosing yourself. I was under pressure, he said. Mark needed results. You chose business over people, I said. Own it. I'm owning it now, he said quickly. I'm saying I'm sorry. I accept that you're sorry, I replied. I don't accept you back. That's it, he asked. After everything? Yes, I said. Because I already healed. You moved on that fast, he said bitterly. I moved inward. I corrected. That took longer. He laughed softly. You always sounded stronger in your head. I am stronger now, I said. Because I stopped waiting.
For what? He asked.
For you to choose me, I replied. He was silent again. I ruined this, he said finally. You ended it, I said. There's a difference. I thought I could fix it later, he admitted. Later never comes, I said. I don't recognize you, he said. That's because you never really saw me, I replied. His voice cracked. I don't know how to live without you. You'll learn, I said. Like I did. Do you ever think about us? He asked. I think about the lesson, I replied. Not the loss. That hurt him. I could hear it. So this is goodbye, he said. This was goodbye a long time ago, I answered.
He sighed.
I wish I had fought for you. I wish you hadn't needed to lose me to see my value, I said. I'm proud of you, he said quietly. That's not something I need anymore, I replied. I ended the call. My hands were steady. I didn't cry. I didn't shake. I felt empty, but clean. Sophie texted moments later. You okay? Yes, I replied. I closed a door. Daniel passed by my desk and said, You look peaceful. I am, I said. I faced the past without stepping back into it. That night, I said aloud, I don't need closure from someone who broke me. I slept without dreams of him. Ethan lost control because he built his life on things that could leave. I didn't. I built mine on myself. And that was the difference. I don't hate you, I said aloud, standing alone in my room. The words felt strange, but honest. Sophie asked later, Did he try again? No, I replied. And even if he did, I'm done waiting. Waiting for what? She asked. For apologies, I said. For regret to sound convincing. She nodded. That's freedom. That night, my mother called. You sound calm, she said. I stopped carrying anger, I replied. It was heavy. Did you forgive him? She asked gently. I forgave myself first, I said. That mattered more. Silence sat between us, warm this time. I'm proud of you, she said. At work, Daniel noticed the change. You're lighter again, he said. I let something go, I answered. Good, he said. Some things aren't meant to be held. Later, alone, I spoke to the past like it could hear me. You broke me, I said softly. But you didn't define me. The bitterness wasn't gone all at once. It loosened slowly, like a fist opening. I don't need your apology, I whispered. I understand you were weak. That truth didn't excuse him. It released me. I remembered the girl I was. Trusting. Open. Brave enough to love. She wasn't foolish, I said. She was human. Forgiveness didn't mean reopening doors. It meant locking them without rage. Sophie texted, Want dinner? I replied, yes. Over food, she asked. Do you miss him at all? I thought carefully. I miss who I was before I doubted myself. That version is still here, she said. I know, I replied. She just needed time. On the walk home, I breathed deeply. You survived, I told myself. And you grew. I wasn't healed because I forgot. I was healed because I understood. Pain shaped me. It taught me boundaries. It taught me self-respect. It didn't own me. That night, I deleted the last unsent message in my drafts. Words I never sent. Words I no longer needed. Goodbye, I said, not to him, but to the waiting. I slept easily. Forgiveness didn't bring him back. It brought me forward. And that was enough. I can't reach her, Ethan said to someone over the phone. His voice sounded brittle.
Who? A voice asked.
Lena.
She's gone.
Left everything behind. I overheard it by chance. I didn't react. She's done?
Yes. I
thought she'd stay. I whispered softly. Consequences. Later, Mark complained in a conference call. This deal's collapsing. Ethan's voice cracked. I didn't see it coming. You ignored every warning, Mark snapped. We can't recover. I watched from afar, scrolling through headlines. His company lost major contracts. Every move felt forced. Every decision faltered. He's unraveling, I said aloud. Sophie peeked in. Don't look too satisfied. I'm not, I replied. I'm just observing. Daniel texted, you okay? Yes, I typed back. Peace is enough. That evening, Ethan called a number I blocked long ago. No answer. She's gone, I murmured. Just like she promised. I thought of all the nights I cried alone, replaying his betrayal. Now he experienced his own unraveling. Quiet. Slow. Unavoidable. I don't need him to apologize, I said. I never did. News articles highlighted his losses. Olivia Grant left the company. Investors pulled out. His life was unstable, hollowed by poor choices. He made his bed. I whispered. Let him lie in it. I didn't gloat. Pride wouldn't have felt right. I felt calm, steady, untied. Karma wasn't mine, it simply caught up with him. Sophie commented. You seem free. I am, I said. I didn't touch any of it. I let reality handle him. Even Daniel noticed. You're lighter than ever. I let go, I said. Of him, of anger, of needing revenge. That night, I closed my laptop. The city lights blurred outside my window. Ethan's world collapsed without my hand in it. Lena was gone, leaving only echoes of loyalty broken. I sipped tea. Peace is quieter, I whispered. I felt no triumph, no schadenfreude. Only the gentle steadiness of moving forward, untouched by the chaos that once consumed me. I repeated softly, I survived. I healed. I chose myself. Outside, life went on, and I went with it. Ethan faced ruin. Lena disappeared. His empire crumbled. I felt nothing but calm. And for the first time in months, I slept without a shadow haunting me. Peace had arrived, quietly, fully.
And that was enough.
I can't believe how much has changed, Daniel said, leaning against my desk. I can, I replied, smiling faintly. I chose it. You mean you chose yourself? Yes, I said. Every day, in small ways. I stopped shrinking. He nodded thoughtfully. That takes courage. I've learned that love shouldn't cost self-worth, I said. I won't give that away again. Wise, he said. Not everyone understands that. I didn't either, I admitted. Not at first. But losing him taught me more than he ever could. Daniel paused. Ethan? I nodded once. I'm done chasing apologies or closure. I realized I never needed them to move forward. That's impressive, he said. And rare. I laughed softly. It took a lot of nights alone, a lot of quiet reflection. Pain teaches if you let it. And Sophie, he asked. She stayed. I said. Without fixing me. She just listened. That mattered more than any words he ever said. Daniel smiled. You surround yourself with people who respect you now. Yes, I said. And I've learned to respect myself first. He looked at me carefully. Does it ever hurt? Sometimes, I admitted. Memories flash. But they no longer control me. That's growth, he said. Not just healing. I nodded. I finally understand that love should never make me smaller. I choose boundaries. I choose honesty. I choose me. Daily, he asked. Daily, I confirmed. Every small choice adds up. He leaned back. You've become someone untouchable in a sense. Not untouchable, I said. Just fully aware. Fully present for the people who deserve it. Daniel smiled again. I'm glad I get to witness that. I laughed. You're lucky. Most people only meet the version I was before I reclaimed myself. He raised an eyebrow. And that version? She's gone, I said. Replaced by someone who doesn't wait for validation, doesn't bend to anyone's whims, and doesn't sacrifice herself for unworthy love. Daniel nodded. You set the standard. For yourself and everyone around you. Yes, I said. I finally get to live life unashamedly. I thought of Ethan one last time. Not with bitterness. Not with longing. Just clarity. He could never reach me, I whispered. Not because I'm perfect, but because I finally chose me. Daniel smiled quietly. That's powerful. I looked around my apartment, my workspace, my life, all built by choices I made for myself. I'm proud of this, I said, of who I've become. And you'll keep choosing it, he asked. Every day, I said firmly, because peace isn't found in others. It's built within. He nodded. Then no one can take it from you. No one ever could, I said. We sat in silence, not awkward, just comfortable. Two people appreciating honesty, growth, and respect. I realized then that love doesn't always mean romance. Sometimes, love is protecting your own heart, holding it sacred, and refusing to let anyone dim its light. I'm done shrinking, I whispered. And I'm here, Daniel said softly. I know, I said. But I don't need anyone to hold me up anymore. I stand on my own. For the first time, I felt fully complete. I smiled at the reflection in the window. The woman I became wasn't someone he could ever reach. And that was exactly where I belonged. I stood by the window, watching the city lights flicker. I survived, I whispered. Sophie's voice came in my head. You didn't just survive. You chose yourself. Yes, I said aloud. Every day, a choice. And every day, I learned more about who I am. Daniel appeared behind me. You look different, he said. I feel different, I admitted. Stronger.
Calmer.
Whole. You didn't break anyone, he said. You just became. That's exactly it, I replied. I didn't need revenge. I didn't need him or anyone else to fall. I just needed to live. I thought about Ethan, his messages, his regret, Lena leaving him, Mark's chaos. I didn't need to touch any of that to feel victorious, I whispered. Daniel nodded. Peace over pride.
Exactly, I said.
I gained clarity, boundaries, respect, and myself back. I lost illusions, trust in the wrong people, and the weight of waiting for apologies I didn't deserve. You've rebuilt, he said softly. I rebuilt. I confirmed. From the inside out. I remembered the girl I was, the one who cried over lies, who loved blindly, who lost herself trying to hold someone else's world together.
She's gone, I said.
Replaced by someone who refuses to shrink, who chooses peace daily, and who won't let anyone dim her light. Sophie had said once, "You're untouchable now." Untouchable, I repeated. Not because I'm unkind or unfeeling, but because I stand on my own. I am unreachable to those who would harm me, but open to what is good and honest. Daniel smiled. That's inspiring. I realized something, I said, voice firm. Love never costs self-worth, and life doesn't require anyone else's permission to be lived fully. I thought of all the nights I cried alone, of the messages I deleted, the boundaries I set, the small victories I celebrated quietly. I didn't win by taking revenge. I won by choosing myself every single day. Daniel placed a hand lightly on my shoulder. You've grown beyond anyone's reach.
Not just them, I said.
Beyond my own fears, my doubts, my pain. I am free. I turned to face him. And freedom is my victory. He nodded. I'm proud to see it. I walked to the mirror. My reflection met mine, steady, unflinching, radiant with quiet strength. You survived, I whispered. You loved yourself when no one else would. You rebuilt your life. I closed my eyes. I am the woman I was meant to be. A gentle breeze drifted in through the window. I let it brush against my face. I am untouchable, I whispered. Not in pride, not in arrogance, but in knowing my worth. Unreachable to pain that doesn't serve me. Free from the chains of the past. I smiled, fully, without hesitation. Survival became strength. Pain became wisdom. Loss became liberation. I opened my eyes and looked out at the city again. Lights twinkled like promises of possibility. I am alive, I said. I am whole. I am free. And for the first time, I didn't feel broken, lonely, or small. I was complete. The woman I had become was untouchable, unstoppable, and finally, fully free.